Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to tonight's episode of Poetry Live. Tonight, I'll be reading Christina Rosetti's The Goblin Market. And hello, Claire. Welcome. Come in. Hello. Hello, Arcadina and Tara. Come in. Oh, wow. We had a big splurge of people. Hello, Herbert. Hello, Yona. Carly, you're here. Where have you been, Carly? Hello, Queen. Hello, Arcadina. Hello, Tara. Hi, guys. We've got the bats. Excellent. Hello, Blanks. Come in. How have you all been? Hello, Lars. Hello. Come in, everyone. Goblin Market time. Hi, Queen. Hi. How have you been? Oh, hello, Kenan. Hello, Faris. Hello, Mario. Hello. Welcome to Poetry Live, guys. Hi, Blanks. How is Spain tonight? Oh, I think, Carly, I've got friends who are teachers. Say no more. Ofsted. I think Ofsted is just about the only excuse that I'll take for not turning up to the show. Perfectly understandable. I hope Ofsted went okay. I hope so, Carly. Hello. Come in, Ariel. Welcome to Poetry Live. Hello. Come in. Hello, Hakan. Come in. But yes, Carly, I hope that Ofsted went well. I know it's a lot of stress. So, hello, how are you? Welcome to Poetry Live. With special Halloween theme, as we're going to be doing the Goblin Market by Rosetti. And did I plan it to be a special Halloween theme? No, we're just lucky we've ended up with it anyway. Oh, Tara, well, please do watch the replay. Hello, Heather, hello, come in. Hello, welcome, and hello, Anne. How are you? Please come in. Welcome to Poetry Live and the Goblin Market by Rosetti. He says, although he's now realising he's got the wrong anthology. He's got to switch anthologies. Well, I'm glad you're home now. Hello, Roy. Hello, Herbert. Welcome back. I hope you're well, he says, quickly running. I would be more prepared, usually, for this, but I have been in London all day, got back, got some takeaway pizza. It was a takeaway pizza kind of night. And here we are. As he goes and grabs himself some Rosetti, seamlessly, nobody noticing what's taking place here. I think we are. I know I have it. Because I've got it. I've got the poem. India pages are a bugger to turn, is all I'm going to say on this one, ladies and gents. But the Goblin Market by Christina Rosetti, one of our pre-raffle acts, he said, just cheating now. And just double checking. Right. I was in the right one. I thought I was in the wrong one. I was in the right one. Too many poems. This is the problem with big anthologies, ladies and gents. But yes, we've got goblins tonight. Christina Rosetti's The Goblin Market. One of those really fun. Oh, it's been here the whole time. 1466. Where was I when I last saw it? When I last saw it, Ollie, I was 20 years old and doing my undergrad. And I thought it was in this book, and it was in this book. I was right all along. Here we go. Excellent. The Goblin Market, ladies and gents. Wonderful poem by Christina Rosetti. Full of magical imagery. Really fun. Really interesting poem. I'll say no more. Fabulous bit of narrative poetry going on here. I love this poem. I'm really excited about reading it for you guys, especially after the Fairy Queen last night, and the Fairy Queen went down with a big hit. So we're staying in the supernatural world of poetry. Noel loves a bit of Goblin Market, which is great. So let's get into tonight's show, ladies and gents, with a very happy, vat-filled Halloween. Morning and evening, maids heard the goblins cry, "Come buy our orchard fruits, come buy, apples and quinces, lemons and oranges, plump unpecked cherries, melons and raspberries, bloom-down-cheeked peaches, swart-headed mulberries, wild freeborn cranberries, crabapples, dewberries, pineapples, blackberries, apricots, strawberries, all ripe together. In summer weather morns that pass by, fair eves that fly, come buy, our grapes fresh from the vine, pomegranates full and fine, dates and sharp bullocks, rare pears and greengages, damsons and bilberries, taste them and try, currants and gooseberries, bright fire like barberries, figs to fill your mouth, citrons from the south, sweet to tongue and sound to eye. Come buy. Evening by evening, among the brookside rushes, Noah late! Oh, Claire, shameful face, Claire, shameful face, but thank you for at least admitting it. Evening by evening, among the brookside rushes, Laura bowed her head to hear, Lizzie veiled her blushes, crouching close together in the cooling weather, with clasping arms and cautioning lips, with tingling cheeks and fingertips. Lie close, Laura said, pricking up her golden head. We must not look at goblin men, we must not buy their fruits, who knows upon what soil they feel their hungry, thirsty roots. Come buy, called the goblins, hobbling down the glen. Oh, cried Libby, Laura, you should not peep at goblin men. Lizzie covered up her eyes, covered close lest they should look. Laura reared her glossy head and whispered like the restless brook, Look, Lizzie, down the glen tramp little men. One hauls a basket, one bears a plate, one lugs a golden dish of many pounds weight. How fair the vine must grow, whose grapes are so luscious, how warm the wind must blow through those fruit bushes. No, said Lizzie, no. Their offers should not charm us, their evil gifts would harm us. She thrust a dimpled finger in each ear, shut her eyes and ran. Curious Laura chose to linger, wondering at each merchant man. One had a cat's face, one whisked a tail, one tramped at a rat's pace, one crawled like a snail. One like a wombat prowled obtuse and fury, one like a rattle tumbled hurry scurry. She heard a voice like a voice of doves cooing all together. They sounded kind and full of loves in the pleasant weather. Laura stretched her gleaming neck like a rush-embedded swan, like a lily from the beck, like a moonlit poplar branch, like a vessel at the launch when its last restraint is gone. Backwards up the mossy glen turned and trooped the goblin men, with their shrill repeated cry, Come buy! When they reached where Laura was, they stood stock still upon the moss, leering at each other, brother with queer brother, signalling with each other, brother with sly brother. One set his basket down, one reared his plate, one began to weave a crown of tendrils, leaves, and rough nuts brown. Men sell not such in any town. One heaved the golden weight of dish and fruit to offer her. Come buy, was still their cry. Laura stirred, but did not stir, longed, but had no money. The whisk-tailed merchant bade her taste in tones as smooth as honey. The cat-face purred, the rat-faced spoke a word of welcome, and the snail-paced even was heard. One parrot-voiced and jolly cried, "Pretty Goblin still for pretty Polly." One whistled like a bird. But sweet-toothed Laura spoke in haste. "Good folk, I have no coin to take where to purloin. I have no copper in my purse, I have no silver either, and all my gold is on the furze that shakes in windy weather above the rusty heather." "You have much gold upon your head," they answered all together. "Buy from us with a golden curl." She clipped a precious golden lock. She dropped a tear more rare than pearl, then sucked their fruit globes fair or red, sweeter than honey from the rock, stronger than man-rejoicing wine, clearer than water flowed that juice. She never tasted such before. How should it cloy with length of use? She sucked and sucked and sucked the more fruits which that unknown orchard bore. She sucked until her lips were sore, then flung the emptied rinds away, but gathered up one kernel stone, and knew not was it night or day, as she turned home alone. Lizzie met her at the gate, full of wise upbraidings. "Dare, you should not stay so late. Twilight is not good for maidens, should not loiter in the glen in the haunts of goblin men. Do you not remember Jeanie, how she met them in the moonlight, took their gifts, both choice and many, ate their fruits and wore their flowers, plucked from bowers where summer ripens at all hours, but never in the moonlight? She pined and pined away, sought them by night and day, found them no more, but dwindled and grew grey, then fell with the first snow, while to this day no grass will grow where she lies low. I painted daisies there a year ago that never blow. You should not loiter so." "Oh, nay, hush," said Laura. "Nay, hush, my sister. I ate, and ate my fill, yet my mouth waters still. Tomorrow night I will buy more," and kissed her. "Have done with sorrow, I'll bring you plums tomorrow, fresh on their mother twigs, cherries worth getting. You cannot think what figs my teeth have met in, what melons icy cold, piled on a dish of gold, too huge for me to hold, what peaches with a velvet nap, pellucid grapes without one seed. Odorous indeed must be the mead whereon they grow, and pure the wave that drink with lilies at the brink, and sugar sweet their sap. Golden head by golden head, like two pigeons in one nest, folded in each other's wings, they lay down in their curtained bed, like two blossoms on one stem, like two flakes of new fallen snow, like two wands of ivory, tipped with gold, for awful kings, moon and stars gazed in at them. Wind sang to them lullaby. Lumbering owls forbore to fly. Not a bat flapped to and fro round their rest. Cheek to cheek and breast to breast, locked together in one nest. Early in the morning, When the first cock crowed his warning, neat like bees, and sweet and busy, Laura rose with Lizzie, fetched in honey, milked the cows, aired and set to right the house, kneaded cakes of whitest wheat, cakes for dainty mouths to eat, and next churned butter, whipped up cream, fed their poultry, sat and sewed, talked as modest maidens should, Lizzie with an open heart, Laura in an absent dream, one content, one sick in part, one warbling for the mere bright day's delight, and one longing for the night. At length, slow evening came. They went with pitchers to the reedy brook, Lizzie most placid in her look, Laura most like a leaping flame. They drew the gurgling water from its deep. Lizzie plucked purple and rich golden flags, then turning homeward said, "The sunset flushes those furthest, loftiest crags. Come, Laura, not another maiden lags, no wilful squirrel wags, the beast and birds are fast asleep." But Laura loitered still among the rushes and said the bank was steep. Claire, will you stop hitting the alert button? Honestly, I know this is exciting stuff, but it's not so exciting that we've got to alert the authorities. And hello, Susan's husband. And said the hour was early still, the dew was not fallen, the wind not chill. Listening ever, but not catching the customary cry, "Come by, come by," with its iterated jingle. Well done, Claire. I apologise. You're not hitting the alert button, it's the notifications button. Completely different. Listening ever, but not catching the customary cry, "Come by, come by," with its iterated jingle of sugar-baited words. Not for all her watching, once discerning even one goblin, racing, whisking, tumbling, hobbling, let alone the herds that used to tramp along the glen in groups or single of brisk fruit merchant men. Till Lizzie urged, "Oh, Laura, come, I hear the fruit call, but I dare not look. You should not loiter longer at this brook. Come with me home. The stars rise, the moon bends her arc, each glowworm winks her spark. Let us get home before the night grows dark, for clouds may gather, though this is summer weather. Put out the lights and drench us through, then if we lost our way, what should we do?" Laura turned cold as stone to find her sister heard that cry alone, that goblin cry, "Come buy our fruit! Come buy! Come buy!" Must she then buy no more such dainty fruit? Must she no more such succour's pasture find, gone deaf and blind? Her tree of life dropped from the root. She said not one word in her heart's sore ache, but peering through the dimness, naught discerning, trudged home, her pitcher dripping all the way. So crept to bed and lay, silent, till Lizzie slept. Then sat up in a passionate yearning, and gnashed her teeth for balked desire, and wept as if her heart would break. Day after day, night after night, Laura kept watch in vain, in sullen silence of exceeding pain. She never caught again the goblin cry, "Come buy! Come buy!" She never spied the goblin men hawking their fruits among the glen, but when the noon waxed bright, her hair grew thin and grey, she dwindled as the fair full moon doth turn to swift fire and decay her fire away. One day, remembering her kernel stone, she set it by a wall that faced south, dewed it with tears, hoped for a root, watched for a waxing shoot, but there came none. It never saw the sun, it never felt the trickling moisture run, while with sunk eyes and faded mouth she dreamed of melons as a traveller sees false waves in desert drouth, with shade of leaf-crowned trees, and burns the thirstier in the sandful breeze. She no more swept the house, tended the fowls or cows, fetched honey, kneaded cakes of wheat, brought water from the brook, but sat down listless in the chimney nook and would not eat. Tender Lizzie could not bear to watch her sister's cantankerous care, yet not to share she night and morning caught the goblin's cry, "Come buy our orchard fruits, come buy, come buy." Beside the brook among the glen she heard the tramp of goblin men, the voice and stir poor Laura could not hear, longed to buy fruit to comfort her, but feared to pay too dear. She thought of Jeanie in her grave, who should have been a bride, but who for joy's brides hoped to have, fell sick and died in her gay prime. In earliest winter time, with the first glazing rime, with the first snowfall of crisp winter time, till Laura dwindling seemed knocking at death's door, then Lizzie weighed no more. Better and worse, but put a silver penny in her purse, kissed Laura, crossed the heath with clumps of furze, at twilight halted by the brook, and for the first time in her life began to listen and look. Laughed every goblin when they spied her peeping, came towards her, hobbling, flying, running, leaping, puffing and blowing, chucking, clapping, crowning, clucking and gobbling, moping and mowing, full of airs and graces, pulling wry faces, demure grimaces, cat-like, rat-like, snail-paced in a hurry, rantle and the want-bat-like, parrot-voiced and a whistler, helter-skelter, hurry-scurry, chattering like magpies, fluttering like pigeons, gliding like fishes, hugged her and kissed her, squeezed and caressed her, stretched up their dishes, panniers and plates. Look at our apples, russet and dun, bob at our cherries, bite at our peaches, citrons and dates, grapes for the asking, pears red with basking out in the sun, plums on their twigs, pluck them and suck them, pomegranates, figs. Good folk, said Lizzie, mindful of Jeanie, give me much and many, held out her apron, tossed them her penny. Nay, take a seat with us, honour and eat with us, they answered, grinning. Our feast is but beginning. Night yet is early, warm and dew pearly, wakeful and starry, such fruits as these no man can carry. Half their bloom would fly, half their dew would dry, half their flavour would pass us by. Sit down and feast with us, be welcome guest with us, cheer you and rest with us. Thank you, said Lizzie, but one waits at home alone for me. So without further parleying, if you will not sell me any of your fruits, though much and many, give me back my silver penny I tossed you for a fee. They began to scratch their pates, no longer wagging, purring, but visibly demurring, grunting, snarling. One called her proud, cross-grained, uncivil. Their tones waxed loud, their looks were evil. Lashing their tails, they trod and hustled her, elbowed and jostled her, clawed with their nails, barking, mewing, hissing, mocking, tore her ground and soiled her stocking, twitched her hair out by the roots, stamped upon her tender feet, held her hands, squeezed their fruits against her mouth to make her eat. White and golden Lizzie stood, like a lily in a flood, like a rock of blue-veined stone lashed by tides obstreperously, like a beacon left alone in a hoary roaring sea, sending up a golden fire like a fruit-crowned orange tree, white with blossoms honey-swept, sore beset by wasp and bee. like a royal virgin town, topped with gilded dome and spire, close beleaguered by a fleet, mad to tug her standard down. 1 may lead a horse to water, 20 cannot make him drink. Though the goblins cuffed and caught her, coaxed and fought her, bullied and besought her, scratched her, pinched her black as ink, kicked and knocked her, mauled and mocked her, Lizzie uttered not a word, would not open lip from lip, lest they should cram a mouthful in, but laughed in heart to feel the drip of juice that syruped and lodged in dimples of her chin, and streaked her neck which quaked like curd. At last the evil people, worn out by her resistance, flung back her penny, kicked their fruit along whichever road they took, not leaving root or stone or shoot. Some wreathed into the ground, some dived into the brook with ring and ripple, some scudded on the gale without a sound, some vanished in the distance. In a smart ache tingle, Lizzie went her way, knew not was it night or day, sprang up the bank, tore through the furze, threaded copse and dingle, and heard her penny jingle, bouncing in her purse, its bounce was music to her ear. She ran and ran, as if she feared some goblin man dogged her with gibe or curse, or something worse. But not one goblin scurried after, nor was she pricked by fear. The kind heart made her windy pace, that urged her home, quite out of breath with haste and inward laughter. She cried, "Laura," up the garden, "did you miss me? Come and kiss me. Never mind my bruises, hug me, kiss me, suck my juices squeezed from goblin fruits for you, goblin pulp and goblin dew. Eat me, drink me, love me, Laura, make much of me. For your sake I have braved the glen and had to do with goblin merchant men." Ladies and gents, I'm running low on battery. Bear with me a second. We're almost at the end of the poem. I don't want my periscope to die. I'm just going to run, grab a power cord, plug it in, and we'll finish off the poem. Almost there now. Bear with me. This is what I get from... No more alerts, Ollie. No more alerts. Thank you very much. This is what happens when I spend my day on trains. I then have to improvise with power. Right. He says... Hey. This might work. Fab. Hey, we've got power back, ladies and gents. Sorry about that. I was using the iPad on the train today, so the power is very, very low. Anyway, so Laura's come back from the goblin men with the juice of goblin fruit for Lizzie, who is addicted to it now. Laura started up from her chair, flung her arms up in the air, clutched her hair. Lizzie, have you tasted for my sake the fruit forbidden? Must your light like mine be hidden? Your young life like mine be wasted, undone in mine doing, and ruined in my ruin? Thirsty, cankered, goblin-ridden, she clung about her sister, kissed and kissed and kissed her. Tears once again refreshed her shrunken eyes, dropped like rain after a long sultry drought. Shaking with anguish, fear and pain, she kissed and kissed her with a hungry mouth. Her lips began to scorch, that juice was wormwood to her tongue. She loathed the feast, wreathing as one possessed, she leapt and sung, rent all her robe and wrung her hands in lamentable haste, beat her breast, her locks streamed like the torch borne by a racer at full speed, or like the mane of horses in their flight, or like an eagle when she stems the light, straight toward the sun, or like a cage thing, freed or like a flying flag when armies run. Swift fire spread through her veins, knocked at her heart, met the fire smouldering there, and overbore its lesser flame. She gorged on bitterness without a name. Ah, fool, to choose such part of self-consuming care, sense failed in the mortal strife. Like the watchtower of a town, when an earthquake shatters down, like a lightning-stricken mast, like a wind-uprooted tree spun about, like a foam-topped water-spout cast headlong into the sea. She fell at last. Pleasure past, and anguish past. Is it death, or is it life? Life out of death that night long Lizzie watched by her, counted her pulses flagging stir, felt for her breath, held water to her lips and cooled her face with tears and fanning leaves. But when the first birds chirped about their eaves, and early reapers plodded to the place of golden sheaves and dew-wet grass, bowed in the morning wind so brisk to pass, and new buds with new day opened of cup like lilies on the stream, Laura awoke as from a dream, laughed in the innocent old way, hugged Lizzie, but not twice or thrice. Her gleaming locks showed one thread of grey. Her breath was sweet as May, and light danced in her eyes. Days, weeks, months, years. Afterwards, when both were wives with children of their own, their mother hearts beset with fears, their lives bound up in tender lives, Laura would call the little ones and tell them of her early prime. Those pleasant days long gone of not returning time, would talk about the haunted glen, the wicked quaint fruit merchant men, their fruits like honey to the throat, but poison in the blood. Men sell not such in any town. Would tell them how her sister stood in deadly peril to do her good and win the fiery antidote. Then, joining hands to little hands, would bid them cling together. For there is no friend like a sister in calm or stormy weather to cheer one on the tedious way, to fetch one if one goes astray, to lift one if one totters down, to strengthen whilst one stands. And that, ladies and gents, was The Goblin Market by Christina Rosetti, one of the pre-Raphaelites. Did we enjoy that, guys? Did we enjoy? I had a huge amount of fun reading that. Thank you, Lars. Thank you. Although I'm not going to have to drink. Hello, Caroline. Hello. Hello, Ollie. Hello, Shelley. Hello. That reminds me of when I used to come on her. You're very, very welcome, everybody. You're very welcome, Susan and Caroline and Shadowbox. Hello, hello. And Taz and Herbert and Ollie. Thank you, guys. I'm glad you enjoyed that. It reminds me, when I first started doing Periscope, I did a week of reading fairy tales and a week of doing the voices of goblins and wolves and all manner of things. Ruined my voice, and I had a croaky voice for ages afterwards, and I think I'm going to get a bit of a croaky voice tomorrow. But it was for a good cause, and that's the important thing. Playing with emojis is fun, Susan. I commend the playing with emojis. Well, thank you, Herbert. I've missed you being here too, Carly, so thank you so much for coming along. Thank you, Claire, thank you, Charlotte, thank you, Caroline. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ollie. I think what I'll do, I'll probably make sure I'll upload that onto the website, SimonTellsTales, this weekend. Because I think that was one of the best scopes we've done in a long time. Actually, no, I think yesterday's was good. The Fairy Queen yesterday was good. I think this was good as well. Thank you, guys. But I have to say, you get the enthusiasm because you're here. I do catch, Ollie. I do catch. You get, thank you, good night, Caroline. You get the enthusiasm because you guys turn up and you're doing the comments and you're doing the hearts. So if you guys weren't here doing all this, actually giving me as much enthusiasm and feedback as I'm giving you in the first place, then you wouldn't have ever gotten that much fun. So thank you to you guys. Thank you, because you make this this show as much as I do. Without you guys, it's nothing. It's just a guy with no enthusiasm reading. So thank you very much. Big thanks to you, Caroline, and Ollie, and Anne, and Taz, and Arkadina, and Queen, and Lars, and Rosella, and Susan, and Sean, and Maribont, and Shelley, and Agatha, and Cameron, and Goro, oh, and Carly. Ollie, thank you. Although, to be fair, Meatloaf's plan is to die on stage. I think Meatloaf might. I know it's controversial, but I think Meatloaf might rock a little bit more than me. Meatloaf is a dude who really gives it his all. Apart from the 3 concert tickets for Meatloaf concerts that I've bought in my life, all of which he's cancelled. Thank you, Shelley. Thank you. But yes, Meatloaf rocks, apart from the fact that he keeps cancelling every single concert I've ever tried to book tickets for, to the point where I've stopped booking Meatloaf concert tickets now. I've given up on ever seeing the man live. I'll just accept it's not happening anymore. 2 out of 3 ain't bad at all, Queen. 2 out of 3. For everything from Bat is a wonderful, wonderful song. Well, have a great night, Claire. Thank you very much for coming. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. My favourite Meatloaf is probably Paradise by the Dashboard Light. Probably. It's like 90% that. Mine as well, actually, Ollie. One of my earliest memories is actually of looking at the front cover of the Bat Out of Hell 2 album and just thinking, wow, a man on a motorbike can fight a giant bat on top of a skyscraper. This music has to be good. And it was. God bless those albums. They were terrific. And got plenty of bats going tonight. So thank you guys, thank you for all your lovely, lovely comments, and for the sharing, and for the recommendation, and all this stuff popping through. Tomorrow night we're going to obviously have some more, tomorrow night Paul and I are doing a blab together. Woohoo! Very excited about doing my first blab with Paul. We're going to be doing a double act, northern accents and Irish accents coming together to do some poetry and a Q&A. Please guys, do come and join me for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. I am excited. I am really, really, really excited about that. And also we'll be doing some more Les Morts d'Arthur as well. So more poetry to come tomorrow. Les Morts d'Arthur, smiting, buffeting, romance, horse riding, poetry, and hopefully you guys. So a lot of fun. Thank you, Carly. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. And I'm glad Ofsted's sorted now and you're back with us. I do love you guys. You're a wonderful, wonderful group to hang out with and a wonderful community to have on here. So big ups to you. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to just pop off. I'll probably, if any of you are going to watch Paul's Walt Whitman show in a bit, please do go and watch Paul. Because somebody could even be kind enough to to comment with Paul's username on here for the Walt Whitman show. Paul is an Irish poet and poetry reader who I'm going to be teaming up with on Blab tomorrow. He's got a show coming on in a little bit. I'm going to get some water down me, let my throat recover, and watch that show after this. So I do recommend that. And just thank you guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you all tomorrow, hopefully. Lars and Queen have us covered. Oh Manny blog, thank you guys. If you would like to listen to Paul's lovely Irish accent read some Walt Whitman, please do go follow him at O'Mani blog. I'm going to be tuning in later, so I might see some of you in there. Bye bye, and thank you so much guys. It's been wonderful. You're the best.